to reduce the size of the McFarland-Shiloh Road regional node. And you're seeing that image on the screen. This area is where Highway 9, Mullinax, and Union Hill, and then on the eastern boundary you have Big Creek, and on the western boundary your Mullinax parcels on the western side of Mullinax.
Can I ask you something?
Boundary.
And it's on this exactly. And Counselor, I'm going to need you to pay attention just for a moment, please. The MPD that you have marked there that's sitting on parcel number 062-016, that is the Kennemore property, and I think it's also part of, looks like 041535, I believe, which is NS zoning of about 21 or 22 acres in the bottom of it. That zoning in that area has multiple trailer parks, or at least near there, and we did that years ago to try to get out of blight. And if anybody wants to go back and watch all of the meetings that led to this changing of this and the conversations, they can do that. They don't just need to believe an email somebody sends out or a petition somebody sends out. So there's a citizens group that is working on, Laura, there's a citizens group that has been working with that possible MPD. They literally brought this suggestion that let that move forward, that they would give their consensus that's okay, but they would prefer not to have any more in the general area. They brought it forward, not me. I didn't offer them a carrot or anything like that. So I see where the lines are drawn. However, behind the scenes, they got with the planning commissioners, because there are some ones in there that are, I guess, what you call the activist type mentality that Ms. Mills was referring to a little bit ago. And they literally got the commission, and I believe they got the planning commission to vote for recommendation of a denial. But yet they're still bringing this forward.
Commissioner Levent, may I interrupt you for a brief moment?
Hey, hold on. I'm getting my point. I'm done with that part of it. So my point is, if we vote on this today, this is the vote to bring this, their part of the deal, and what they offered, not me, because I had to ask twice, what? Because it seemed odd that they were offering me a carrot to do this for them in order for them to give agreement to the MPD, which would seem pretty weird anyways. But what would happen if we don't put this in right now and we add it back in later? Are we allowed to do that and take it back out the way they're showing? Can we take it back out later? Counselor, I'm asking you that now. Because if we send this down to ARC without that extra lines drawn in right there, can we pull it back out later?
Yes.
Without sending it back to ARC?
Not saying that.
Because I don't want to go through that whole expensive process again. But I do wish that they would have kept their word, which they did not. And they wanted to say everybody else doesn't keep their word, but the fact is they didn't keep their word, which is very disappointing. So I'm not sure how to deal with this. I want to be, stick with my, I mean, obviously it's in here, right? We're doing it, we're moving forward like we promised. But they didn't keep their promise, and nor did our planning commission. So I'm stuck with this right now. I kind of want to pull that out. I kind of want to pull that out and see what our board of commissioners is going to do and what the planning commissioners are ultimately going to do with their promise.
And I don't like used cars being in North Georgia 400. I don't want it to look like Highway 9 South.
And that's yours, but this one I'm worried about, especially when they brought it up to Highway 9. And I don't know why it would be brought all the way up to Highway 9 if we're going to bring, it's just, I don't like people pretend like they're telling the truth, then they don't, and then want to tell everybody else they're not telling the truth. So I may, in this motion, push to have those lines brought back out until they withhold their promises and what they said they were going to do.
Commissioner Levent, when you say that, what do you mean when you say pull that out?
So you see these new lines where they want to turn that into the campground area. They don't want it to be available anymore for the McFarland node. Am I correct? Is that what you'd call it?
What the PC recommendation was to take that area in orange out of the node and have it revert to the McFarland character area.
So they did this simultaneously when they denied that zoning, even though them and the people that are on the Citizens Committee who brought it forward to me, not me, I didn't bring this forward, these ideas, said, look, we'll do this, and this is what we want to do, and it'll be simultaneous or whatever. But it didn't happen. It was just the opposite. They sent this through and sent a motion for denial of the other one. Not changes to it or anything, absolute denial, a recommendation of denial. So personally, I'm not interested in this now at all. I wish there was more time we could postpone this to let them fulfill their promises to everybody, and then we can move forward with this the way it is today. Nope.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I have a question for staff as to what is our drop dead deadline for this to be submitted?
We have to have an adopted plan by the end of October, and transmittal then would really need to occur, if it's not tonight, by the beginning of September.
Thank you.
So we could postpone this. Now, how long is ARC going to have this for?
It'll be transmitted, and the comment period, the total number of days, Amanda?
You need to allow up to 60 days.
How many days I have?
Up to 60 days is the allowed time. DCA has been turning things around quicker, and your regional commission is great. They'll do it as quick as they can, but if you don't allow 60 days, there's a possibility they might.
Well, I would not.
So
I would rather hold
realistically,
this off
August.
until August. I just want everybody to be truthful and stick with what they told everybody they would do and be honest with each other. And then we could fulfill the full promise, and then everybody's, I think, well, nobody's ever happy, right?
Vanessa,
But at least the truth will be told.
Vanessa, do you know, or do you ladies know on that North Georgia 400,